It has been quite a while since I've been in the kitchen, but now that it's fall, I'm feeling more inspired to do some baking, and I've really been craving apple crisp lately, one of my favorite fall desserts. Now, full disclosure, I have done a Baking for Beginners video on apple crisp before, but it was a number of years ago, and I think there's no harm in trying out recipes again. Granted, this is going to be a new recipe, so that does make it different, but I thought I'd still make a video of it and share it with you because it's years later. Hopefully I'll have improved. We'll see. But this recipe is from Flavor of the Moments. I'll link it below for you in case you're interested. And it is called Easy Apple Crisp, and you know I go for easy being a beginner baker. Now, my apologies that you may hear my laundry in the background. Living in an apartment, my laundry is right next to the kitchen, and it's Sunday. Gotta get stuff done, so gotta have some laundry going while I do this video. So hopefully that won't be too distracting. But let's get into the recipe, what you'll need, and then I'm gonna get to work. So first you're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You're also going to need a 13 by 9 baking dish, and you're going to want to spray this or grease this. Then you're going to need 3 pounds of apples, and the two varieties they recommended were Pink Lady, which happened to be my favorite apples, and Granny Smith, and so I just got 1.5 pounds of each. You'll also need 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. It says fresh, but I went with this, so let's hope that works. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, but actually you're going to need a tablespoon and a teaspoon of cinnamon, but they're separated for different purposes. So 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, 1 cup of rolled oats. One thing I did not know or understand is the difference between rolled oats and, say, oats for oatmeal. I just went with what they suggested and got the rolled oats. 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and they never specify light or dark brown sugar, so I never really know which way to go there, but if you know the difference, and if there's one I should pick over the other, let me know. You'll also need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now the first step is to peel the vegetables. They say with a vegetable peeler, you'll cut the apple to get around the core. I do have a new apple peeler core attachment for my KitchenAid, but I've opted not to use that today because it makes more spiraled apples, and maybe it doesn't matter, but I've got enough to think about with the baking today. I didn't want to add a whole new thing into it, so I'll try to get some experience and practice with that off screen since I've never done it before, and maybe make another recipe. Who knows, maybe I'll get ambitious and make an apple pie and we'll put some spiraled apples in it. We will see. But then you're going to cut the apple into 1-inch chunks. I'm going to estimate. Maybe I'll pull out my tape measure. I don't know. You know me, I like to be specific when it comes to baking, even though you don't really need to be. So I'm going to do all of that because that's probably going to take me a while, and then I will come back with the next step. Now that the apples are peeled and chopped, we're going to combine 1/2 cup of our granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of the lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of the cornstarch, and 2 teaspoons of the ground cinnamon, and stir that together with all the apples. Now we're going to pour our apple mixture into our baking pan. Next we are going to combine our 1 cup of rolled oats, 1 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of brown sugar packed, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Once that's combined, we will be melting 1/2 cup of unsalted butter and combining that to the mixture to then put over top of the apple mixture. Now we're going to bake that for 50 to 60 minutes until golden brown or the apples are at the desired level of tenderness. It also recommends to cover loosely with foil if the crisp is browning too quickly. Then you cool on a wire rack for a minimum of 15 minutes and serve warm. So I'll be back for the tasting. Apple crisp is done, and now we're going to try it, and James said he would tell you if it tastes terrible. Hopefully it doesn't. And of course we couldn't have warm, fresh apple crisp without some vanilla ice cream.
Never.
Just makes it even better. If I can get any on my spoon.
Very good. I really like it.
It's good. I think this recipe called for a little bit more tart apples, and I'm getting that coming through. But it gives a good flavor, and I think the apples cooked to a good consistency. Overall, I think it's a delicious fall dessert. That was quite easy to make. Good beginner recipe. Time consuming, but that's because I'm slow at everything, so it probably took me 3 times as long as the normal person. The longest part was really peeling and cutting the apples. The rest of the mixing, not bad at all. Any final thoughts?
I think you did an amazing job.
Thanks. Hope you enjoyed this baking for beginners. Hopefully I'll be back doing even more baking this fall and early holiday season. So let me know your requests that are easy to make, and I'll see you soon.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. Thank you, James. That's very important. Subscribe, thumbs it up if you enjoyed it, and see you soon.